Hello and welcome. Today we are at the Legoland village in Billund and I am sat in the middle of my abode for the evening. But we are not doing a video on that. We are, going by the title, yes, we are looking for the goats to golf to then come back as a loop because I want to see if the petting zoo is still open. Yes, there was baby goats last time I came and I didn't manage to film them properly. So I want to go and see those now, do a loop round. It links in with this perfectly because actually it will take us up to the golf and come back round, and then we will have a look at some of the accommodations as we cut through. So we'll get at it and we will go. So all I need is to open that, turn the lights off. Now I actually know where the light switch is. Sorted. And we will go into a voiceover. Okay, voiceover time. The reason why I am doing a voiceover rather than looking to the camera is very much because we are at the holiday village and the little ones will be fast asleep by now. It might not be dark yet, but the time was getting on a little bit and obviously voices carry on the outside. So I want to be as respectful as possible because even though it looks absolutely deserted, I don't know how many people were here. I don't know if they were sort of just grouping everybody together on this side and on the other side there was nobody there at all, because as I would have said by now in one of the other videos, that the actual where you go and shower and everything, there was only the one place to go and they had locked all the others off just because it was so quiet. But if you have stayed at the holiday village before, let everybody know in the comments below how you slept. There is a much greater detailed video available within this playlist, so that'll be in the how to get around / accommodations playlist of just the whole thing of the holiday village. We go back all the way to the back, we see the donkeys, we see all the new bits that have been built. It's literally over the 2022 season they've been doing some different bits and pieces in there, and then we go up, we find all the dog walks and everything. So there's lots to come and lots to see with regards to if you are ever staying here. But like I said, we are looking for goats and golf is what we're going to be doing on these two. Now I walked past here the first time and I was gutted because I didn't actually think they were about, because they had actually taken the steps away from the one side. So you see what I mean, and then I end up just almost look like I'm going to walk past it. But I have the video file ready to add in from a different time that I took it later on in the evening when it was pouring down with rain. But I did put the surround around the GoPro, but I didn't realise how much it affects the audio. So just bear with the audio for a couple of minutes when it's there, and then we'll go back into a voiceover and then we'll carry on from the goats to the golf. Now if I can also find the footage of them as a baby, yes I have. When I first came they were teeny tiny little baby goats. I will add in some of that footage as well because one of them does start nibbling me and I'm pretty sure I know which one that was. So I think I've still got it located somewhere within. If I can't find it, ignore everything that I'm saying currently. But Holiday Village to the right hand side, Legoland is to the left, so that is obviously how close they are between the two. Legoland is where you can see the massive water slides and everything on the outside, and literally the goats are beside it. So that's how close they are, and I cannot believe how big the Legoland accommodation grounds are. I actually walked through it for the first ever time later on in this evening, and it was enormous. I don't think, well, I never thought it was going to be anywhere near as big as what it was. We've done a small loop from there before, but you have got something to look forward to with regards to the Legoland accommodation side of it as well. And yes, that was the artwork for the Halloween and also the Christmas events as well. So as we start coming up, we start walking on the grass. I think it's pretty soon I start to spot that the kick steps aren't actually there. So then I think I cut through and walk straight to the golf on the right hand side, which is a bit of a schoolboy error because if I actually stayed on the left hand side I would have noticed that they were there and I wouldn't have got absolutely soaking wet looking for them later on. But this is the way to them, so you could either come obviously round this way or come round the other way if you're doing it in reverse order. So if you're coming from the Ninjago cabins, it'll probably be quicker for you to walk through the golf and then come round and look through. It's not looking good. It looks like they boarded it up. Maybe because obviously the weather's starting to turn. They've obviously taken them to a different thing. But this was a baby goat little sanctuary, and they were teeny tiny little things. So you could step over and get yourself in, and then there were these little things. So I can find some of the footage. I did film it and it was awful. I'll try and add it in, but it looks like they've got some building work going on at the back over there as well. So we'll have bought that, which is a massive shame. So what we'll do is we'll be naughty and we will cut. We shouldn't do it, but we'll cut through. So this is the the other private entrance. It's the entrance to the mini golf. All right, voiceover time. It was unusable, that sound. I tried to listen to it back and I don't understand what it was doing, but every time I turned the camera around, it was deafening. It was almost like the camera was rubbing on the inside of the inner case. So there's just no sound whatsoever. I am annoyingly actually speaking, as you can see, to the camera, but every time I turn it around, it's just ear piercing. And I'm really hoping it's not that bad when I do the Legoland walk, because I only had the protective case on for the Legoland walk. But fingers crossed, I don't think I was speaking to the camera on that, so I don't think we will lose too much. And again, I did it with the walkway when we walked around the holiday village, so I might just have to redo the voiceover and everything, which is a little bit annoying. But we are in the little petting bit, so we will have a look at some amazing goats for a minute or so, and then I will add in some of the footage from when they're little babies as well. And then, I cut myself off. We'll carry on walking up that path, loop round to the golf, and then we'll cut back through, and then we'll finish walking back through. I do believe maybe some of the Ninjago models, maybe. I think that's the way we've got to come down. But all of these now are fully grown. These were teeny tiny little babies. They are amazing little things, and you've got one that's just like itching its bottom in the tree just over there, so you can see him having a little bit of a wiggle. We're going to give him a cuddle as well. But you've got an old wise man in there as well. So yeah, they're beautiful, beautiful little things. But a load of these were tiny, but there was 2 newborn babies last time I came. So I will do my best to see if I can find those 2 and just add it in for 30 seconds or so at the end, and then we will wander around. But we're only in here for a minute or so, but it's nice just to see them all. It's run by a charity organisation as well. And it's just perfect for them. They've got loads of space that they can run around in. And obviously the little ones can go in and just have a little bit of a pet. Everybody's very, very respectful, which is really nice. But it's just amazing to think it is right next door to Legolandia and directly over the road from the Legoland Holiday Village. And it's so easy to miss because you could just walk in a straight line. You could have done what I've just done and headed up towards the golf and just use that as a cut through, because what you can do is you could walk up to the bit where I cut the video off. You turn right by the golf, then you turn left, and you just sort of cut that corner out. So you could actually stay the whole time in Legolandia and miss these little things, which I think a lot of people would actually like to see. But you don't even have to pet them. They will obviously come up closer to the gate. They were, I would imagine, making their way in to chill out because it just started to get heavier and heavier with the rain. That's why I put the protective case on. I thought I'd be clever. I put the protective case on, and yeah, it just didn't work very well. But yeah, they're very, very friendly. Obviously, they're very used to being around people, which is really nice. But I've got plenty of time for animals, especially when it's charity run. But you can see that big one there. Look at the belly on that one. But what we will do, I think we've got about another minute or so in here, so we get to see every single one of them that are here. And like I said, I'll add in some of the baby footage, and then we will skedaddle and go from there. So I'm now talking probably something really important with regards to some sort of nonsense of something, and I don't know what I'm saying, so just ignore me. It is, like I said, slightly annoying, but I think that's one of the little babies. I think that's a little troublemaker. So I think he's the one that ends up biting my finger. Or the other one does, one or the other. Because obviously they're a lot smaller than the others. So you've got this little terror. This is the one that was in the tree. That's the one that had a nibble. Look. That's I was having a go at him for that one. He keeps trying to bite my finger. So he must have been the little baby because he's a right little monkey. But we'll get that footage added in now, and then you can see exactly what they look like when they were little babies, and they are really tiny. Are you ready? Look at them, teeny tiny little things. So obviously you can see how healthy they are now and how well they've been looked after. I used quite a bit of footage when I was here, but none of it came out properly, which I was really annoyed about. So that's why I've never used this. But they're just giving themselves a good old clean before those 2 fall asleep. I kind of did the same thing. I just walked around everything and had a had a good sort of loop and look around, said hello to everybody, but they weren't too long born, I don't think, surely. But yeah, in the comments below, let me know if you would like to now go specifically to the petting zoo just to see these little things. And yeah, they were cuties. Cute, cute, cute. Right, let's carry on with the scheduled broadcast, and we will now carry on hunting down the golf. So, science the mini golf, nice and simple, 100 metres. This is what I'm walking on now, is what they would drive down. This is open to the public. You loop it around, come down here. Now, the accommodation that's down here wasn't available this time when I booked, obviously, where you've just seen this video start from. I was always going to see if I can see what that one was like. That looks like it's either a bed and breakfast type scenario for that one. But I'm quite happy with where I'm going to be staying, hopefully. But find out for the accommodations video, which will be found within the how to get around and where to sort of go and stay sort of playlist, and then they're all in there. But yeah, hasn't had not a fantastic start, because walking out to start this video, the other one finished with me doing a quick tease of basically what where the room was and everything else, and just the check-in process. As I was walking past in the check-in process, I was like, we must have a takeaway pizza tonight, because it's in a straight line, literally. They could throw it. He'd throw it out of his kitchen window, he could. Not doing it tonight, it's not on. So I've got to walk all the way over to Legoland, which is all the way over that way, where we passed, to be able to get a cheap pizza. But it'd be worth it, it'd be tasty. I'll ask for extra cheese because I'm greedy, and we'll see what's what. So doesn't look like there's any other new things added to this. There is a big video that went up a couple of months back of this golf course. It's a good course to play. I will actually try and come back in the evening though, because I want to see what this looks like lit with obviously all these lights. So we can have a loop and a walk around, because I don't think it'll be possible to play in the evening. I have absolutely no idea where that got to. It was a battery die, so we're 3 for 3 now. So having to go over to get the pizza is one thing. Like I was saying, he could have just thrown it out the old door, and it would have been perfect. But there is a video, a long video available for this golf course already. I will, like I said, but I don't know if it cut off. We'll try and come back this evening to see what this is like lit up, but I'm not 100% sure if you'll be able to play golf at night. I don't know how strong these lights are. Obviously it's now starting to rain even heavier, which is brilliant. But all I need to film this evening is going from the front door of the accommodation that I'm staying at, cut across to the front of the Legoland, then come back into the castle, down into the hotel, not go in them, just walk past them, so you just see how actually close it is. I've never actually done that loop. I've never come from here to there. I've sort of just walked past this one and waved, just so you can sort of see how close it is. And then maybe, depending on what the weather's like, just finish at the university. So it's always nice to see that with the big minifigure. So I can do that before it gets too dark, and then when it's a little bit darker, I can do the sculpture park. It's due to get dark about 8 o'clock. It's only 4:30ish now, I think. So I don't know to get a very, very late lunch and just get the pizza now, and then charge all the batteries up and go, or just wing it. But forward facing now, and then we'll walk through the accommodations. I don't want to speak through this bit just in case there are people asleep. So we are now going to head back to where we started with our accommodation. So what do you think of the golf course? What do you think of the goats? Now I'm back into a voiceover bit. I can't believe how teeny tiny they were and now how grown up they are. And yes, it just gets heavier and heavier. The weather is against me, and I was chasing it most of the day. I don't know if you could stay in the Ninjago cabins now. I don't know if this whole area is closed, but the golf course is open to the public, I think, all year round. So I would imagine when the holiday village is closed, the gate that I've come through to walk around this way would all be locked. up, I would imagine. This bit directly in front is the shower and accommodation bit for the Ninjago section. That's why if you have seen the sort of the check-in video, I was quite surprised that I got a normal key, because it looks like they are like a key card fob for those. So they look like they're slightly different, but it lets you know that the Wilderness or Wild West service buildings is the areas to go to. So this must be where you can have a shower and also cook your food as well. And there was another one up by me up at the top, which is one of the first things that you see when you first come into the holiday village. That one was also closed because you're right at the end of the season. Don't forget, not only do you have this massive holiday village, you've also got the Legoland Castle and the Lego Hotel as well. So it's completely understandable that obviously it is closing down for the season, because obviously it is a seasonal thing, and it's not a place that you're going to be. I don't think it'll be open at Christmas. I'd be surprised if it was. If it was, I'd like to stay here because it'd be quite nice if it was snowing and you could walk around in the snow, but I doubt it highly with all the other accommodations that you can stay at. And don't forget, there's not just the Legoland accommodations that you can stay at either. You've got all sorts of others as well. Now, to the right hand side, you have what I do believe is the Pirate Inn section. To the left hand side, I think that's just a smaller one like I'm staying in as well. That's quite a nice location, actually. That's quite a private one with regards to not that sort of many people walking around, and it is by itself as well. That one's sort of a bit lonely. We are obviously at the front, and I think there's 6 in our group. And then if I was to go up and turn left, all of those around that way then have all of the showers in and the toilet facilities on site. But the one that I was staying in didn't, so that's why I said before about the Wilderness Barrel and where you can stay. So where you can see it in the far distance with the green sort of faceage past these animals, that's where I end up having to walk to actually go have a shower and everything. But it's super easy, really, really clean as well. It is amazing. Obviously, you walk in flip-flops just in case, but yeah, it's absolutely fine. So we have made it back. So what I will do is I'm going to ask you now if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to leave you with my pizza, because after this I went over to the Landia, filmed around the Landia, and brought a pizza back with me, charged all the batteries up, and then went back out at night. So this is now my very, very late lunch. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Ta-da.